Hi again then guys, and welcome to episode 3 of Dirtmasters Unplugged, the mini tuning series where we take vehicles which are typically not developed as rally vehicles in Gran Turismo 6 and then turning them into purpose-built rallying machines. So in this episode we're using a vehicle which is fairly obvious for a rally conversion. It's of course the Range Rover Evoque. You can win this car in career mode, or you can choose to buy it, obviously. Now, as with the Audi TT Quattro WRC build from last week, I haven't really done that much visually to this model. I wanted to keep it with quite a simple look. Now, there are various body kits, etc. that you can go for with this model. I've chosen not to use those because they just don't really fit in with the look of a rally model, in my opinion. They're a bit too big, a bit too brash, a bit too bulky, and it just doesn't look right. It's too blingy, too cheesy, in my opinion, for a rally car. Now, this is not a WRC spec model. This is more a Paris-Dakar rally raid type tune. It's for 500 pp, and I was actually really shocked by just how manoeuvrable and how nimble this car is, which really does defy its looks. It looks like a big, bulky, heavy model, but it actually handles a lot better than some existing rally cars. Now, as I said, I haven't done much to it visually, so we won't be going to the visual aspect of tuning, we'll just be going straight to the mechanical side of things. But to clarify, the only thing I have done visually to this car is I have removed the small lip wing from above the rear window, and that's it for the visual tuning. Incidentally, the colour that I've gone for is Jaguar Racing Green, which is a metallic colour. That's just what I've gone to. That's just what I've gone for because it just seemed appropriate, really. And that's it, really, for the visual tuning. I've got a couple of additional meters in the interior, but pretty much just fit those if you think you need them. So, first of all, we'll go to the garage for the mechanical side of the setup, and then we'll take it out to the track to see how it performs. So, as we said in the outset of the video, this is a rally raid style build for the Evoque. Now, you don't have to stick to the exact PP, power, or even the weight that I've gone for. I've just gone for this because it's a decent amount of power, decent amount of weight, and it's a PP where this Evoque really is more competitive. And also because it feels right for a rally raid style tune. So, I am of course using it on a dirt track, so obviously you want your dirt tyres. For suspension, we've got the ride height as high as possible for that great ground clearance. Springs we've increased to 7 front and rear. You don't want the springs to be too stiff on a rally car. You've got dampers on 4, anti-roll to 5, camber and tow neutral because you just don't need it on this car. For the gearbox, we've got an auto setting of 180, as you can see. Then we've rounded off the individual gears to 3625, 1475, 1825, 1400, 1125 and 975 with a final drive of 3.6. For the diff, we've got the highest initial torque to help with acceleration out of corners, high acceleration and low braking sensitivity. Torque split we've got on 3070 to help with getting the back end out and maintaining that around twisty turns. For the power, we do have an oil change on this model, and then you want your stage 3 engine tune, race exhaust, race manifold and race intake tuning, and then we've put the power limiter down to 98.9%, which brings us up perfectly to 400 horsepower. You want all 3 forms of weight loss. Then we've got a 37 kilo ballast, which we've put all the way to the back to help to bring the weight distribution closer to a 50-50 split. So as I said, you don't need to bring it up exactly to these specs. This is just what I've chosen to do. So that's it for the mechanical side of this tune. So let's take it out to the track and see how it performs. As I mentioned at the outset of this video, the main thing that really surprised me about this Evoque is just how nimble the handling really is. I expected it to be pretty good as a rally car, but I expected it to be relatively cumbersome because at the end of the day it's not the biggest of SUVs, but it is bigger than many usual rally cars that most people would utilise on Gran Turismo. But it just doesn't handle like a car of its size. Now, obviously its weight is quite good for an SUV, and that does help immeasurably, but overall, even regardless of the weight, the handling and sheer drivability of the Evoque just makes it perfect for rally raid style tuning. It just handles exactly as you'd want it to. It's very light, as I said, very nimble, it's extremely user-friendly, the car's very consistent, the handling never really surprises you, it's consistent from corner to corner, and the performance is more than enough to give many already established rally cars a great run for their money, and in some cases it can actually give better lap times than established rally cars. So overall, I'm very pleased with this tune. If you guys haven't tried this car for rallying before, I would strongly recommend you give it a go, because not only is it very competitive, but it's also very fun to drive, and that's always a bonus if you can have it. So for those of you who do decide to try this on an Evoque, I hope you enjoy it. I hope you find it beneficial and competitive, and as always, I would encourage you to really tailor it to your own driving needs, not necessarily following exactly what I've said. So that's it for this episode. I'll see you guys next time, and as always, thanks for watching.